In this video I found one of my fish has died. Can't believe it. But why? But first, so blanket weed has still been pain in the backside for me. I've used all those different products now. I've actually gone out and bought some more cloverleaf blanket answer, but I'm not going to put it in yet because I want to just let the pond calm down a little bit, because I've been banging products in there to get rid of this blanket weed, and yeah, I'm just going to just let it settle down now. It's not growing anymore. It's just it's so much just come to a bit of a grinding halt and just stopped for whatever reason. So I don't know why. I'm still pulling it out of the filter system. I think some of you watched the video that I put out previously about my filter system and were commenting on the different bays. Why have you not got your moving bed in the final bay? So I thought I'd try to clear this one up before I sort of cracked on with other stuff in this video. Is the reason that moving media is in there and not in there, which is the final bay, is I tried putting this moving media into the end bay. But I found with the moving bed bin in here is when the pump's running and I had air blowing through, it was just sucking air straight through the bottle of pump, straight down and into the pump itself, which I didn't want, because it was rattling through the pump, you know. And I think some of you have seen in the past, you've seen the problems I've had with some of the pumps in the past with this horrible noisy pumps that I've still got, to be honest. It didn't really cure it when I changed the last impeller, but it's not as bad as it was. So that's the reason why the moving bed is there and not there, because of the air. I could have put it there, but then the water's actually going down through the moving media and I wanted to come up through it. So anyway, I thought I'd sort of clear that up before I went any further. So it looks like I'm going to have to pull a bit more of this blanket weed out, and then maybe next week chuck in a clover leaf dose in. But what I have noticed is that it's a bit weird on the feeding at the moment. I was trying to increase the feed for the fish because I'm doing some tests still with the complete pond detox, that I'm sort of finalising some stuff now, so I can chuck a video out and say this is how it's gone throughout the season as I promised. And I was trying to ramp up the feeding to see how the nitrite, how it managed nitrite, because it says on the tin it manages and reduces nitrite, and I thought, okay, let's try it. So ramped up the feeding. It was great for a couple of weeks, and then everybody dropped off for whatever reason. So I don't know, I'm going to keep an eye on that, because I don't know why. I know some of the temperatures have gone down a little bit now. Obviously we're in, you know, we're in September now, and the temperatures have started to drop off a little bit, but sun's still out, you know. Okay, we're having the odd rainstorm, but so I don't know. As you can see, nobody at the window. I get the odd siddle pop into the sky pond, so just keep an eye on things, I think. So anyway, yeah, so tomorrow we can have a quick look and see if we can pull some more of this blanket weed out and get it finished and done. So let's go to another day.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away.
Right, this is a little bit annoying, but I'm not surprised, to be honest. This is my Daiitsu Sankey that I had in July 2021. He's never really been a growing fish. Well, I think when I first had him he was like 34 centimetres, and I'd be lucky if he's more than 40 now, and this is 4 years ago. So today, got up first thing, usual stuff, usual, you know, wander out to pond, have a look at fish, see how he's doing, put him some food in, and then just sit and watch him while I drink coffee. But found this. Checked everybody else out, everybody seems to be doing fine. One of my Tamasabas got a bit of something on it, but yeah, I think I've just been very lucky this season so far, and maybe I've been a bit too lucky. But anyway, let's get back to the Sankey. So this is Cod Pond Lifestyle. If we ever lose a fish, we always try to figure out why. And as I said, over the last maybe month, maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I've noticed a deterioration in its skin, quality, because this is a scaleless fish, Daiitsu, scaleless fish. I don't think he's been long dead because his eyes are still quite bright. Gutted. But like I said, not surprised. So let's do the usual check. So first of all, we're going to have a look at the condition of his gills, because I don't think he's been dead long. See, gills are good. They're going to be not as pink as they usually should be, because he's not been breathing any oxygen in. I'm going to do a quick scrape, just to have a quick look, to be honest. I know parasites don't live on dead fish for long, but we're going to have I'm just going to do a quick scrape and then have a quick look. Down near the gills as well. Let's get the scrape done. Right, results back, and this fish is covered in Costia. Never really showed any signs. I know there was maybe one day when it was up in the corner, wasn't clamped. He's just been moping around, and maybe I should have picked up on that, but you know, everybody else looking nice and healthy, so I'm gonna have to act fast now, because he was literally laced in it. There was a lot and lots of Costia all over it, as you can see from the scrape. So this fish unfortunately has succumbed to a parasite called Costia that you've got to be quick if you do catch. Obviously I've not been quick enough to catch this one, so I'm a little bit miffed with that, but every day's a school day, and very annoyed. So I'm gonna have to get some stuff sorted for the pond now and get this pond treated. Right, so this isn't part of the plan for today, but you know, you kind of deal with it as it happens. So this is, and now thinking back, you know, over the last week or so, the fish have slowed down their eating. I was trying to ramp up the eating, doing some tests with the complete pond detox that you'll see in a future video once I finish all them summer stuff. So it kind of, everything ties together now and makes sense, but nobody was flashing, nobody was moping in the corner with fins closed. It was just a slowed down eating, and I thought it was because of temperature changes. You know, the weather in the UK at the moment has been pretty rubbish. It's up and down. It's nice and sunny today. Yesterday, hammering it down. Couldn't do any filming at all yesterday. So anyway, so it looks like we're going to treat the pond, and I have to do it quick. So I've got some formaldehyde and some malachite green. Now you can get these mixed in one tub, and I used to use that in the past, but I found it better to, and I'm taking advice of others as well, is to deliver the formaldehyde to the pond and then let that work a little bit, because this breaks down through the mucus and gets to the root of the problem, and then this comes in straight behind it, the malachite green, and deals with the problem. So if you put them both in together, while this is working to get the mucus strip, then this is working but can't work because it can't get through, because, you know what I mean. Anyway, that's my theory. So I've got to do 3 doses of this. Got to turn the UV off just as I was starting to get some clarity back in the pond after the blanket weed issues. Ah, dear me, ponds keep you busy, I tell you. So UV off, formaldehyde will go in first. There's no point me telling you what the dosage is going to be, because it's just what it is. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that my tamasabas in there will be okay with this. I've got tension there, and it said do not deliver it with tension, but he's pretty bulletproof, my tench. He's had a number, he's had PPs, he's had formaldehyde, he's had lots of different treatments in there, and it's never really affected him. So again, every day's a school day. So formaldehyde will go in first, and I'm going to give that an hour or two, maybe an hour, and then malachite green will go straight in behind it. Let's rock. Right, that's the formaldehyde in, so I'm going to give that an hour or so now, just to get itself in and start stripping the mucus off the fish, and then I'm going to follow it up with the malachite green. I'm just hoping with Costia, the history of Costia in my pond is every fish I've lost through Costia has been a single fish that the Costia just latches onto, and it's too late before you can do anything about it. So, and I remember we lost, was it Gary? I lost my Goshki a couple of years ago, and there was another fish before that I lost, and it was all down to Costia, and it was all based on a single fish that the Costia had taken a liking to, or disliking to, however you want to look at it. So I'm just hoping now that it's just a single fish, because everybody else looks quite happy in there. It's just that the feeding's dropped right off. Literally within 48 within the last 48 hours, feeding's dropped right off. And they're all sitting towards the bottom. So I think, fingers crossed, I didn't catch it quick enough for the first fish. Obviously that fish has now died. I'm hoping I caught it for everybody else. So I'm going to give it an hour and then stick the malachite in. And then fingers crossed. I tell you what, I just... you know when you think, wow, I think I've just done this. I've just gone through a season with no parasites, and nobody can get away with that, can they? Back in an hour.
1 hour later.
Right, it's been a little while now since the formaldehyde went in. I was going to put a glove on because I know my hand always gets dirty with this. Ow. Always get this stuff on my hands every time I use the blooming malachite green. So it's time for malachite green to go in. This is the 1% stuff. Always had this. Cottony koi. So now the formaldehyde has taken its time to remove some of the slime coat from the fish. Malachite green should be able to get working straight away. In she goes. But I'm going to do this in 2 halves, just so it's not shocking the fish too much. So half in now, keep it 15 minutes, the other half goes in. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that I've got this right with the tamasabas in there. Because this is the first time I've treated my pond with that new goldfish in there. Now my other goldfish, no problem whatsoever. They've had treatments in there for years. I think I've had the 2 goldfish I've got now, the orange and the black one. I've had them in there for maybe 15 years, maybe a little bit longer, in the ponds. So they've been sort of doing treatments for a while now. So I don't know what the tamasaba is going to act like. You know, it did say on the formaldehyde that you shouldn't put it in with ORF or tench. But my tension there, I think he's just bulletproof, that fish is. You know, he's had some strong doses of PP go in there and malachite green. So anyway, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes and stick the rest of this stuff in and keep our fingers crossed. Because the plan is to do 3 lots of this. It says every 7 days, but I'm going to do it every 5. Every 5 days I'm going to do another dose. I don't know, well I'll see tomorrow. Right, it's been 5 days. Actually, this is the 6th day because yesterday it was raining. I couldn't film it yesterday. So I did the 2nd dose last night and I've got another 5-day thing. It seems like the fish are back up and eating again and everybody looks a little bit happier. You know, now that fish is gone, I'm just crossing everything that it's as usual. As I said earlier, I kind of losing track of time a little bit here because I'm working over a number of weeks with this video. Is that it usually in my pond when Kostia comes in, it sticks to 1 fish. But I've had to be very careful and be aware of what I'm doing with this. You know, I'm keeping an eye every day. I'm coming in and checking on the fish and, you know, just sit there and have my coffee and me breakfast with them and then later on a bit of dinner or a bit of tea. But you see now everybody's back at the window and eating better. And they all seem to be looking for food as well, which is a bonus. So I'm going to give it a couple more days, a few more days, and then go to the 3rd dose, and then hopefully Kostia is no more in my pond. So keep these fingers crossed, and let's go to another week maybe. So here we go, it's actually day 16 after the first treatment of formaldehyde and malachite green have got in. So I did the last dose, hopefully the last dose, yesterday. And sort of left it for a little while, so the formaldehyde went in, and then I left that for about 1 hour and a quarter, maybe 1 hour and a half, just to make sure that strips a bit of mucus off and starts working. And then the malachite green followed right behind it about 1 hour and a half later, and that's been in all night now. So I'm just, as you can see, no fish. Whenever I seem to dose my pond with formalin or formaldehyde and malachite green, they always seem to dive to the bottom, because I've done quite a heavy dose this time, because I don't know how long that Kostia was sitting in there doing what it was doing to that fish, and I'm finger crossed that it stayed on that fish. As I said earlier, the history of my pond says that when I get costria in my pond, it sticks with a single fish. As soon as the fish dies, then it releases and off it goes. But it seemed to hold on to that fish and kill the fish this time. So I'm hoping that it's just remained on that fish and I got the fish out quick enough. But who knows? So anyway, so I've done the doses now I need. As you can see, like, so there's no fish at the window at the moment. Chucked a bit of food in. They came up and had a little bite, but you know, obviously they've got treatment they're dealing with in there. So I don't expect them to all be happy and come into the window and, you know, waving, maybe not waving, and saying hello or whatever they do for a living. But something that did crop up that you might find interesting, I was a bit annoyed with, to be honest, is the formaldehyde. You get formaldehyde or you get the formalin, and it crystallizes. It's no good to anybody. It does more harm than good, I believe, and they say as soon as it's crystallized, bin it. And I had one more dose left of the formaldehyde, and well, I'll show you. I'll tell you, I'll show you what it is. Got an old jam jar here. So, jam jar. So basically, when you get this stuff, and it goes murky and crystallizes like that, you might as well bin it, because it's no good to anybody. You know, if I just put hold that there, so it's a bit windy today, as per usual. So you can see it's gone all crystallized. Let's give it a shake up for you. Yeah? So you see all the crystals in there. No good to man nor beast, that. So this had to go in the bin. So instead I went around to Steve's and picked up some formalin. So this is the same stuff virtually, formaldehyde, formalin. This is the 30% stuff from Kactoily. Same instructions as the same job. So I've had to do the last dose with this, I think I did a 20 to 25% water change after the second one. Well, after the first one, did a 10 to 15% change. Because I was changing from formaldehyde to formalin, I thought I'd do a 20% water change. So I did a 20% and then added this. And it does the same job basically. In fact, I've used it in the past a lot with malachite green. So now, fingers crossed that these stuff is doing their job. I was thinking the other day, that I've had last year, if you look back at last year, anybody that's with me for a while, last year I had loads and loads of parasites. You know, there's some videos that you can go back in the channel to have a look at that document all the parasite problems I had last year. I had nothing but them last year. And then this year I end up with one parasite at the beginning of the season, and it's now September, heading towards the end of the season, and I get another parasite. And in between I've got the blanket weed. So not a smooth sailing season as I would have liked, because I'm also keeping very busy doing my other channel as well, Andy Whitehouse Lifestyle, that by all means you want to pop over and have a look at that when you finish this video. I'm doing some interesting documenting of what I'm doing when I'm not dealing with the pond. If some of you are looking to retire soon, if some of you are looking to go on holiday to certain destinations, if some of you are looking for little adventures to go on, and I'm basically documenting everything I'm doing now outside of the koi pond. So when I'm not here dealing with the little munchkins, the little water pigs in the pond, I'm out doing other stuff, and I'm documenting it all and sticking it on the second channel. And my intention is to sort of develop that channel a little bit more over winter, because as soon as the pond covers go on, there's not a lot going on around the pond anyway. So I thought I'd get myself set up to do a little bit of something different and do the winter of doing Andy Whitehouse Lifestyle instead of, or as well as, koi pond lifestyle. So check out the link in the description below, and I'll leave it down there for the link to the channel. Interesting. So as the pond temperatures start coming down, my pond now is at 13.1. So I think I'm now starting to prepare to get my fish and my pond ready for winter. So for example, I went down to see Steve at Kactoily. Please by all means pop over to see Steve. He's still open now until the first weekend in October. So there's only a few more weeks left for Steve. I know he's reduced his hours down a bit now. So have a look on his Facebook, because I think he's reduced his hours a little bit from 10 till 3 now instead of 10 till 4. Anyway, look on his Facebook, I'll tell you all about that. But he's now putting his sort of summer-winter mix together. So we're getting this combination of the two to prepare the fish ready for winter. So I got two lots of food off him yesterday. I got some summer winter mix, which is the stuff ready, getting the fish ready to go into winter. A little bit less protein now as the temperature's going down. And then I also got some wheat germ that I can give the fish, leading them down to 10 degrees. And then I'm considering whether to go down towards sort of 9 or 8 degrees on feeding. Again, you know, my choice. If the fish are there looking for it, I might do it. If the fish aren't, then I won't. So that's how I kind of run my going into winter pond. I'm looking forward to getting my UV back on again. So the water clarity is, you know, a couple of weeks, just over 2 weeks of no UV on is taking its toll, because the sun comes out, it goes in, it comes out, it goes in, we have rain. You know, typical United Kingdom weather can be a pain, because you can't predict it. It's really hard to predict and manage. And now the temperatures are coming down, I'm just wondering what kind of winter we're going to be expecting. I'm also carrying on with the complete pond detox. I'm getting ready to release that video that's basically, I promised that I was going to do delivering that product to the pond throughout the summer. Now the thing with that is, what you'll find in the video is that there's a number of comments I make where I had to stop putting it in because it was affecting some of the treatments I was using for the blanket weed. And of course now, as soon as the blanket weed has now virtually sorted itself out, taken a while, and now I've got the treatment in for Kactoily, I didn't dare put any more in because it says it affects the treatments, or it neutralizes treatments. So of course I've not been able to use it. So for the last sort of, I don't know, 4, maybe 5, 6 weeks nearly, I've had no complete pond detox in. So over the next couple of weeks I'm going to restart again and see if I can get that clarity back up and running to where it should be, and find out if there's a future for complete pond detox in my pond with my filters. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, share to all your friends, and click the like. You know why to click the like, because it makes all the difference to the algorithms. Oh, fish back at the window, excellent news, look at that. At least one anyway. So thanks very much for watching Aquatic Lifestyle.